Hey friend, welcome to my podcast, The Fit Soul. I'm your host, Amy Ramsey. In this podcast, we will be discussing soul-filled strategies to unleash your confidence, increase your energy, and all the things healthy lifestyle. If you're a Christian woman who is ready to reach your God-given potential, walk worthy of your calling with abundant joy and energy, girlfriend, you are in the right spot. I mean, you only have one life to live. You might as well maximize it. Buckle in, and thanks for listening. Hello. Welcome back to the Fit Soul podcast. I'm super excited that you are joining me here today on this podcast. I have a really amazing new friend and incredible woman. This is going to be such a fun interview. So before we even get started, hello, Tina Tatum. How are you? Welcome.
Fabulous, Amy. Thanks for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah, I'm so excited for you to be here too. And I love our story because we just met. I haven't even told you this. Are you ready for it?
Go ahead, do it.
Okay. So Tina and I met, I guess, has it been a month now, or is it still just a few weeks ago?
Yeah, about 3 weeks ago.
I don't even know. Okay. So we met about 3 weeks ago at a summit, the Worthy Summit, and it was incredible. But every time I go to a new space or a networking event or a mastermind or whatever, I just set this intention. I know I'm going to meet somebody that I'm supposed to meet, and it's going to be very clear to me. And I walked in and I met Tina. It was you. I was like, that's who I was supposed to meet. I knew it. There was no, questioning it. And I met you right away. I walked into that vendor thing, Majig, and I was like, oh my gosh. So anyway, we just kind of hit it off. So excited that you're here and that the Lord's just really brought us together. So that's been really fun.
Yeah, it was. I was like, oh my God, look at that suit. I need to know where she got that suit. I knew right away. I was like, she's the one. Yeah, I'm the same thing. Intention is so important when you go to events like that. Yeah.
I don't even know what suit I was wearing, but okay, yay. Okay, great. So Tina and I have some, I think, what's really cool is that when you're bonded through Christ, when you're a kingdom-minded woman, when you're a sister in Christ, it just like supersedes everything. You're just like besties real quick.
Absolutely. By the Spirit.
By the Spirit. And so Tina, when I had just met her, we have a mutual connection, which I didn't know. I figured it out after, is Carrie Watts.
Okay, I did not know that.
Yeah. So Carrie's a dear friend of mine, and I met her because I'm her high performance coach, and she was going to that. Anyway, we've just kind of linked arms here in our area, and I just adore Carrie Watts.
Yes.
And she had already told me about you guys before I met you, and you and Pam Pegram. And I had no idea. I was like, oh, wait, this is the whole thing. So you're extraordinary. So let me read your bio before we get started. And you've got so many awesome things coming up, and I cannot wait to unpack it just a little bit.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So Tina is an entrepreneur. I did not know this. You're an ordained minister?
I am. I am. I can marry you and I can bury you. So we can
That's awesome. Okay. She is an author. She is a speaker. She has retreat after retreat. I was like, wait, I've got a retreat coming up. Can you help me? She's like, oh, girl, let's just hop on a Zoom. I'll help you out. That's what we're here for. I'm like, oh my gosh, who are you? And you're amazing. Okay. So she's passionate about helping women step into their God-given identity and rise in influence with confidence and faith. She is the founder of the Capable and Worthy Inner Circle, and she's a visionary behind Coffee Central and Ethos Coffee Roasters. And they create spaces where purpose and community collide. And after 20 years of corporate leadership, Tina now travels nationally, equipping women with faith, leadership, and personal freedom. Her impact has been recognized. She's got so many accolades and so many awards and so many honors, including the South Haven Woman of the Year, Small Business of the Year, the Esther Award. That sounds really interesting. I don't even know what that is. You'll have to tell us. The Lotus Award, and Outstanding Woman in Business. So she's been doing this for a while. She has been walking the walk. She's been leading by example. She's been in corporate America. Africa. She's transitioned out and she's noticed for what she's been doing. So that is amazing. And she has a new thing coming up, a new summit coming up, Radiant Influence Summit. We're going to talk about that today. And she is on a mission to blend faith and strategy to empower women to shine brighter and in their impact and impact the world around them. Amazing. Love
Amen.
it.
Thank you. I love it. I think we're one and the same almost, besides my coffee industry. Besides that, I feel like we're one and the same. Like you're my spirit animal or something. So
It is amazing how aligned we are. And I just love it that when you don't even have to be in the body of Christ, but there is no competition.
no,
We
not
just cheer each other on. There is abundance and room for everybody. So we can have such a similar message and reach the same people, and the people that are meant to be need to go. And it's just a beautiful thing when you are just able to, like, let's link arms and rock and roll together.
yeah, I love it. You know, I'm a firm believer in what is for you is for you.
That's right. Come
And
on.
what is for me, what is for someone else is for them, So I always say that, it's never, especially in a brick and mortar, we have, competing businesses around. I'm like, we are not competition, we are completion, especially in the body, because we need one another, right? We all rise together. So love that.
Oh my gosh. I love it. I love it. I love your mission. I love your ministry. I love your heart. I was so attracted to you with at that summit, and I'm super excited to have this conversation today. And so look, I want to start with a question that I ask my guest is I want to start by asking you, what does it mean to walk worthy? What does that mean to you? And what is the Lord revealing to you in this season?
Right. To walk worthy, honestly, to me, means that we are walking according to the purposes and mandate and the gifting that God has put within us. So, walking worthy is not shrinking back. It is, I do not make excuses or shrink back or pull back for what God has called me to do. Right. I mean, I walk into the room and I want all women to walk in the room, one, like God sent you there, and two, like everyone in the room loves you.
Yeah.
That's the way I walk into every single room that way. I have an expectation that there's going to be God given connections and that women there love one another. Now, I know that's not always reality, but
Yeah.
I just have that mindset. And, I believe walking worthy is not settling for less,
Yeah.
but rising to the occasion and fulfilling that for which God has called you to do. And it can be for me, it could be in business, it could be in ministry, in our families, finding that thing that you are passionate about, right? Finding that thing you're passionate about and what you can do with that to serve others. So, walking worthy to me is more about what we can give to others and what we're here to bring to others than it is necessarily about my identity and what I have to do for me. Because if we'll just find out what God's will is, not the narrow vision of that says what's God's will for my life, what's God's will, and then get connected with it and
Yeah.
move forward, and you will find yourself right in the middle of his will for your life.
That's so good. I love that. I love that. Okay, so take us on a little journey. You've got all of this experience, you've got all of this expertise, and what has the journey been like to get you to this place where you are today?
It has been a journey. Look, girl, we go from mountaintop to valley to mountaintop to valley. We're skipping around on the clouds and then we're down in a cave somewhere. And then it's the life of an entrepreneur, honestly. Well, I'm going to be honest with you.
Crazy, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah,
the
it
life of an
is.
entrepreneur is glamorous.
It is. Look, but as a woman who was not raised in a family of entrepreneurs, I was not raised in a family that had wealth and knew how to manage wealth. I was not raised in a family that was college educated, didn't have higher education. And so I was the first in my family, to do that. So I was always continually breaking out of the box. I always, and I don't know why, maybe it's because I was the baby, I was the youngest of four. I just felt like the world, right? The world was mine to take. And so being brought up in such a way that, my parents really believed in me. And so I believe the journey has been to not shrink back, to find your way. I went into corporate America, and I'm going to give away my age here in a minute. So I was in corporate America for, 25 years and stepped out and transitioned out into entrepreneurship in the coffee industry, being so that my heart was so so grieved in an aspect. So here's what I do know, Amy. The journey for all of us is when you find that pain point in your life, when you find the thing that you just need the answer for in the world, and then you go after fixing that problem, you will find yourself right in the middle of God's will for your life. Right, when you there's always a problem to solve. And so I just, I was in corporate America. It was great. I was at the top of my industry as far as it goes in what I was doing. So I was ready to come out of building someone else's dream and move into building the dream that had long since been in my heart. So we travel. I love to travel. Like that's my love language. Say, pack your bags, let's go, and I am right with it. You can tell by how I keep my schedule. But we would go, we would travel. We'd be out of the country, in the country. We would sit somewhere, and I'm a dreamer, so I would just dream, and I would say, "Oh, how wonderful would it be if I'm not taking a vacation from what I do?" But what if I was doing what I do all the time and be on vacation? And what if we had places like this in our community where people gathered and connected and had the opportunity to find safe spaces, to connect with one another, have opportunities for ministry and things of that nature? So here we go now, just a few years later, 7 years into this. And I find myself stepping out of corporate America and fully into entrepreneurship, business, coaching, and development.
I love it. I love it. So what made you pick coffee? Because yeah, like this all comes into play. So do you have coffee shops too, or do you
I
just
do.
oh
Yeah.
you do? Okay.
So yeah, yeah. So we had to actually just I just did some vertical integration where we're trying to pull more things under one roof because of my travel schedule and ministry schedule and all of that. So I have an amazing team. Look, this doesn't happen where I can do what I get to do outside of the four walls of an established brick and mortar business. So we have cafe just south of Memphis, Tennessee. We were actually just voted last week one of Memphis, Tennessee's top three coffee roasters. We've won by the
That's
grace of God.
awesome.
Yeah. It's hospitality. That's what it is. It's not Hospitality is not just an industry; it's a gift.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what when we meet people, when we reach people, do we have that hospitable spirit where we're welcoming people in, where we want people to belong? And so we have a location in South Haven, Mississippi. Our coffee roaster, I'm 100% female owned. We import, roast, and distribute coffee to local cafes, restaurants, hotels. So that's in Arlington, Tennessee, and in South Haven, Mississippi. So we have that. So that's a revenue stream, and that's a business that we do, as well as coaching and mentorship for others who are in that industry. So
That is awesome. I've got to tell you a quick story. And this happened yesterday. And I was like, oh my gosh. In fact, I put it on my Instagram story. I did cover his face. I go to the coffee shop all the time because I got to, it's
yeah,
a thing, right? Right.
yeah, yeah.
And so I know everyone at my local Starbucks. Starbucks is an eighth of a mile. So I'm there. I might just go sit for 30 minutes. I just need to sometimes you just need to change your location. Anyway,
Yes,
and there's a darling, cute new coffee shop next time you're down in Jackson. Have you been to North Shore?
I haven't been there, but I need to go.
So, so cute. It's so cute. So that's my other place.
Okay.
There was a dude in there, full out, every phone call, every Zoom call, full voice,
Oh
very
no,
big, deep, booming voice. Like, are you kidding? You're
rude.
read the room, man. Like, go outside if you're gonna have your Zoom call and all that. Anyway, I'm still like trying to get over that. I was so frustrating. I found my AirPods and just tried to distract his loud voice. But
Yeah,
anyway, that's just funny.
yeah,
Okay, so coffee, coaching, mentorship,
yeah,
retreats. That's
yeah,
how Carrie met you. Is you have this huge retreat
yeah,
in South Haven, over 1,000 women. You
yeah.
just got back from a retreat yesterday. Got another retreat coming up in
Yeah,
October. We'll talk about that here in a hot minute.
yeah.
But good gravy. I don't
I
know how
like to go. Yeah, I like to go. Go is my word. So when I say go, I mean out of the house, out of town. So I love to do that. So
okay, okay. That's awesome. Okay, so how did like hosting retreats and whether they're in person, online, large, small, how did this come into being for you?
yeah, well, women, we are relational.
Mhm.
I mean, we need one another, right? There, we're not competition, we're completion. I think I said that earlier. And so the way it began was, so we were pastors. My husband and I were pastors, associate pastors. We're still ordained, and so it really began out of a need to just bring the local body that we were part of together. I did this retreat that I just finished, Refresh Her, for about 10 years. Did that where we are, and it's deep dive into Jesus. I mean, it's deep dive spiritual. We are, we are refreshing. We're resting, but we're spending some time in solitude where we're hearing. This year, this week, we really focused on prophesying our new year. So we sat down and looked at month by month, and if that word prophesy, messes with your head, how about just we're strategizing, hearing from heaven, getting it on paper for the next little bit. So don't go sideways on me. But I believe we are speaking into our destiny. And if we don't speak into it and we don't believe in it, who else is? Right? We've got to be our biggest champion. Jesus is our champion, but we've got to be the biggest advocate for ourselves and for that. So it really began as a completely spiritual, women just connecting, going to a deeper place together. And it's evolved. I stopped it for about 7 years just because we went into business, entrepreneurship. So just because of time, and because now of demand, I had women requesting, like, when are we going to do this again? Like, it is so needed. So as I'm launching a mentorship and coaching program, I thought, let me just put it out here. Really, I just scheduled it 2 months ago for what we just did this last weekend or weekend, Monday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Um,
With you. I
yeah,
cannot even with you. Oh my gosh, that's
yeah.
crazy. Okay.
Yeah, it's a blast. I love it. I mean, there's nothing more sacred to me, honestly, than women connecting and cheering each other on. I mean, to see you rise, I cannot wait to see your event in March just be packed out. I cannot wait to see the success of it. So I know it will happen. So that's one of the things I'm just hardwired as an encourager, and heavy lifting does not bother me. So I love to help. I love to do that. And we can do it together. I think we're so much better together.
I love that. I love that. Okay. So tell me about the vision and the inspiration behind. By the way, I love the name of this Radiant Influence
Yeah.
Summit. That
Yeah.
is, that just alone to say Radiant Influence just is, it sparks something inside of me. Like it moves me a little bit. I think that's absolutely stunning. So tell us a little bit about your upcoming summit.
Yeah, I am so excited. We it was birthed out, what, right, a desire to not, this isn't a paid program, it's a completely free summit, so of connecting with other powerhouse women who are doing amazing things that have influence, because as women we all carry influence. Now, whether we're going to let it lay dormant
That's
or
right.
whether we're going to celebrate that and develop it in our lives, we are all influencing someone, whether it's your children at home, it is your community, it's your church, it's your business. You are a woman of influence. Now, how we're going to influence and how we're going to carry that, is a whole other story. So, a lot of what I do, not maybe not to the same degree, but I talk a lot about spirit, soul, and body. You do too, as well, because we are a spirit, we have a soul, and we live in this body. Everything we do. As we do it as unto the Lord, is a spiritual act of worship. But when we realize that our influence was intended to bring Him glory and to prosper, because if we prosper, if I prosper, I have more to outgo. I have more to give out to help others prosper. So, it's not a prosperity theology, if you will, but it is. Like, I believe if I mean, the Bible says that He wishes that, that we would prosper and be in good health as our soul prospers. That's scripture. That's not name it and claim it, but that is, we have an identity in Christ, who, in Jesus, who is, and God is, who is a creator. And so we have an amazing capacity to create and to influence for the good and to help others see that in themselves. I get so fired up when the light bulbs come on in women, like
Right.
when they get fired up.
Well,
So
just ignite that, to activate that inside them, and to help, maybe even, like, for me, the thing that started to activate me was when it was a process for me to start to understand, oh, this is actually hang on, it's my birthright. Wait. This is my inheritance.
yes,
So I either can use this inheritance and steward this inheritance,
Mhm.
or be an orphan to the inheritance. It's still my inheritance. It's like
Right.
getting a lottery ticket and winning the lottery ticket and not going and cashing it in and saying,
Right.
oh no, I don't, I don't want all that money. What am I going to do it? It's not even about money, and it is about
Yeah.
money. And so I hear what you're saying about the prosperity, but we have influence, and we're called to
Influence.
be leaders. We are
Yeah. Yeah.
called to be lights and leaders. So I'm
Yeah.
so excited that you're
Yeah.
doing this. So, okay, so tell us a little bit about the infrastructure, about
Yes.
how
Yes.
it all works. Okay.
Right. So we have 21 powerhouse speakers. I have a few names that I mean, you're one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have some other names that everyone on this podcast will recognize. We'll begin the promotion on the 10th, October 10th, is where we start promoting all the lineup, all the names. They will be interviews, much like what we're doing here, somewhat, but they will be interviews about 35, 40 minutes each. And they're women that hit every aspect of this spirit, soul, and body, and it is a transformative experience. Because here's the thing, if I see you and I hear your story, if I can connect with you and your story, and I know that God is no respecter of persons, He's a respecter of faith and action.
Right, Mom.
Right, faith and action. Faith without works is dead. So it's not a works thing. It is a faith thing that we add works to it to create something beautiful and to move the needle in our lives and to move the needle for the kingdom, to move the needle for our community. And so it's a transformative experience where we're going to interview these 21 women, right? There's an opportunity for a VIP experience where we can get a live Q&A where you actually get to, ask questions live at the end of the event. But they're women that I feel like are absolute leaders in their industry. So we have women of faith, right? We have women of faith in the business realm. We have women of faith in health and wellness, right? Spirit, soul, body. We have women who are having radiant influence online. It's such a huge part of who we are now, right? Here we are. Um, and so it's about women who can be just sparked in that vision that they carry. Because like I'm reminded of the parable of the talents, right? We Jesus said, we had the one had the talent, and the one thing he had, he went and buried it in the ground. And even that was taken away. But the one that was given much and invested and was willing to do things with it, more was given. And so I'm a complete believer in that we are called to serve. And as we serve, there should be a return on that. It's not the reason we serve, but when we're called to serve and use our influence and do it in such a spirit of excellence and do it to glorify the Lord and genuinely because we care about others. I mean, genuinely, because I want you to succeed, Amy. I want this podcast to succeed. I want your summit in March to succeed, with all that I am. Because when women rise together with radiant influence, we are unstoppable.
Right. That's right. That's
If you are looking for a faith fueled, science backed system and you want to achieve your goals, build momentum, and unlock the next level of success and growth in your life, I would love to work with you in my high performance coaching. I want you to know that you can achieve more in the next 90 days than people do in an entire year. And I would love to help you gain clarity about your calling, help you create the strategy and structure to help end the overwhelm and follow through on those actions that matter the most. Achieve the goals that maybe you've been procrastinating on or just haven't set time to do. I'm telling you, I would love to help you with this. This is what we do with high performance coaching. It's not about more information. You don't need more information. It's about implementation. It's about action. It's about getting going, getting moving. And if you want some help, some structure, some support, some accountability, I am a certified high performance coach, and I am a life and leadership strategist, and I would love to partner with you. You can check the show notes. You can book a call with me or hit me up on the DMs, and let's have a little conversation and see if we are a good fit for each other. And I just want to say this. If you've never worked with a coach one-on-one, it's pretty life-changing. That I contribute a lot of the success that I've had is because I've made investments in getting the right mentors, the right coaches that help challenge me and champion me to move further, faster. Okay, back to the show.
So good. Okay, so you've got 21
Yeah.
powerhouses. It's going to be over a week,
Yeah. 5 days. Mhm.
they can go and they can go and sign up. It's really just
Yeah.
opting in to
Yeah.
it. It's just a free sign up, and they go to
Correct.
tinatatum.com.
Yes, correct. Go to tinatatum.com. You just put in your info, and then you'll get a link. That will, well, first you'll get the opportunity if you want to opt in VIP. It's not necessary, but it's going to take you to the next level in
I
it.
want the VIP experience.
You want to know about it?
Sure, why not?
Sorry, broke up. Okay, so VIP is this. It's continual replay lifetime.
Okay,
So these interviews will go down off the website after that week. But if you're VIP, you'll get emailed the link or be given to a secure link on YouTube where you can to a private link where you can watch them forever. If you need to go back any time of the day or night, 365. So we've got that. We've got a digital download that I've created that'll eventually become a book, and it's from going from stuck to start, like some principles in to get us moving and to realize that we have a stewardship of
that's
this
right.
influence. It's about stewardship, right? And then there's a live Q&A. So it ends Friday. We're going to take a breath on Saturday, and then Sunday afternoon we're going to come back and do a live Q&A. It's going to be that'll be in a Zoom model where you can get on and literally ask the questions. Like, what questions did you have about this week? What questions do you have about your next or connections? And then there's an option of a free 30-minute clarity call with me.
Oh,
So
amazing.
yeah,
Yeah,
so that's what VIP looks like. My favorite part is that you can re-listen, because there's so oftentimes I sign up for things and have really great intention, and then I miss the Tuesday episode, or I miss something. I just want to go back and listen to it when I have time to listen to it, honestly.
that's right. Yeah, I do too. I do too.
Yeah.
I'm a big believer in getting yourself in the room, and that looks like different things at different times. And so, ladies, as you're listening to this is an opportunity for you to easily get
Mhm.
yourself in the room and treat it as a high value thing, because being around, you never want to be the smartest person in the room. You don't want to be that sharpest person. Always be with leaders that help. It just inspires, it
Yeah.
ignites more. You don't want to be the best one at the gym ever,
Right.
because you'll push yourself higher when you see others who have already gone the way before you. They're doing what maybe you want to do,
Mhm.
and that will help build that competency and that confidence when you just hear it just flowing out of people so naturally, because they've been doing the work. They've been
Yeah.
doing the work. They've, like you said, lifting hard. What did you say
Mhm.
earlier? You're
Heavy lifting.
heavy lifting. Yeah, yeah, they're doing the heavy lifting. They've
Mhm.
been taking the courageous actions over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can go to tinatatum.com, and this
Mhm.
will start on October 20th through the 25th. Grab that
Mhm.
VIP so you can have extra access to it a little bit longer. Go follow Tina. Tina, what is your
I'm so sorry. I'm
what
so sorry.
what is your social media handle so
Yeah.
everybody can follow you on social?
Super easy underscore Tina Tatum. Everywhere. LinkedIn as
Yours
well.
first.
Underscore first. And then Tina Tatum.
Perfect.
Yep. You can find me, and I sent you those links, but it's same on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn.
Yeah,
Um,
we'll plug everything up in the show notes, and this
yeah.
will go out on Facebook, this video, so that'll be cool.
That'd be
Um,
fun.
okay, all right. So, anything else that we need to know about the Radiant Influence Summit, or any other things that you've got coming up? You're a coach as well, and so do you have a mastermind? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so Capable and Worthy Inner Circle will launch after the summit,
Oh,
where we do have, and I know you're a coach as well. So I have two different coaching and inner circle programs. One is specifically for people in the coffee industry. It's a hard life out there in coffee right now with all the tariffs and everything happening. I've got one couple that we're coaching right now that don't know anything about coffee, but they want to open a coffee shop. So I'm going to help them not trip up and have the mistakes that I had. So from conception to opening, formation, all the things within. Like, I could do that stuff in my sleep. So I just want to see other people succeed. If they have a dream and a vision for that, I want to see them succeed. don't, have all the hiccups that I had 7 years ago. And then so that's one aspect. But then the other inner circle, which is capable and worthy, specific for women, which involves going deeper in prayer, which involves, blueprint for success, strategy sessions, and things of that nature, where we link arms, we walk with, do life together. I had someone ask me this weekend, what does discipleship, what does mentorship look like? Like, how do I do this? And this was a female pastor. So she's like, how do I do this? Like, I have 4 children at home. I'm leading ministry. She was there with me this weekend. And I said, let me tell you what it looks like. It looks like doing life together at a local level. So for people, I want to help people develop where they may not do anything online like we're doing. Maybe they're not hitting that stride, but whatever God has called them to do, whatever influence God has called them to have, like, let's do it. Let's get it done with excellence and let's move the needle forward. Because I'm gonna tell you, it's usually not a matter in people's lives, it's not usually a matter of not having dreams. It's not a matter of not having a vision. It's a matter of execution.
Always.
Always. 100%. So, I have a coach, right? I'm sure you have a coach. I have mentors, I have coaches, and they are all women who have gone so far beyond where I'm at. And that's really what opened up my heart to do coaching and mentorship, because it's not like I needed another thing to do. But in my own life, I said, I need someone. This was several years ago when I realized I need someone that is, one, not local necessarily, but I need someone that has gone farther than I've gone,
Yeah.
who has had more influence than I've had, who has made more money, if you will, but basically knew the structure of everything that I felt like God was calling me to do, because I knew she would challenge me to rise higher. Right.
Yeah.
And so I developed a serious need to have a mentor and a coach, several years ago. And I don't think I'll ever live my life without one,
Yeah.
ever.
Same.
Right. And so out of that, finding that need was seriously needed locally is really where that journey began for me. Because the last thing, and I'll say this, the last thing that I want to have happen in my life is to one day stand before God and hear, well done, thy good and faithful servant, enter in, and him to say, you did this much, but I had this much for you to do. How horrible would it be to end your days and not complete the tasks and the things that God has ordained only for you to do? Because just like our thumbprint, there's never going to be another Amy. There's never going to be another Tina Tatum. And there are certain things that are designed for you and I to accomplish.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. My husband's watching this new. Okay, hang on. I have a really good point to your story, but it's a funny story to get there. My husband has. I walked in the other day and I said, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm on Facebook." We met this guy in Ireland. He called it the face machine. He was like, "I'm scrolling the face machine on his phone." I'm like, "You're on Facebook?" Like, he's never on social media.
Uh,
Oh my God.
the face machine.
Like finding these like influencers and like exercise people. And anyway, he's got this man crush on this guy who's doing all of it. We call it the floppy flow. He's like, you do this for like mobility and aging with, strength and independence, whatever. So, so anyway, we call him the floppy flow guy. And he's like, listen to this. He's just enamored by these reels. I'm like, he's like, listen, it's this very short video. I'm like, it's called a reel.
Yeah.
But anyway, this one guy that he is really speaking to him and inspiring him to like keep moving. He says all the time, he goes, get after it. Just get after it. And I feel like that's what you're saying is like, get after it.
Let's
And
go.
that's what if we can maybe at the end of this podcast, hopefully, prayerfully stir you to get into action, get moving. God has a calling on your life,
Yes,
a plan on
yes.
your life. There are people that only you can impact.
Yes.
And so live your life with excellence. It's not perfection. It's not in striving, but it is with intention, and it is moving forward. It is that walking worthy. It is using your voice as a vessel. Your whole life is a message, and you have what somebody needs, and get after it. Just get after it, and go sign up for Tina's her Radiant Influence Summit. Get yourself in the room so you can get equipped. You can get some inspiration, get some motivation, get some tools and blueprints and all the things to move forward in your own walk, and always do that. I mean, I just feel like it's important that we continually invest in ourselves.
Right, right. I mean, the brain is a muscle, right? I mean, the brain is a muscle. If we don't use that and active engagement in that, but also the soul needs to be refreshed. I mean, the soul needs to be refreshed with new insight. You know, sometimes, Amy, I really feel like we get tunnel vision, like we get in these rabbit holes and we think no one else is experiencing what we're experiencing, right? In our business, in our life, in our family. And that's why it's so important that we surround ourselves with capable and worthy women, those who have radiant influence, those who are, you know, are fit in spirit, soul, and body, so that we can rise to the occasion of what God's called us to do in our families, in our business, and in this world. You make a difference. You make a difference. Let's do it.
Come on. All right. I hope y'all are fired up. Get going. Oh my goodness. Okay, Tina, so excited about the influence. I'm excited to be, I'm honored to be on one of your 21. And so I'm excited to listen to all of the amazing speakers myself. And so thank you so much for taking your time to be on the podcast today. And you guys, so thank you for listening, and join us next week. Oh, I've got another fun interview with Analia Jolly, Miss Mississippi. Fabulous interview coming up over the next 2 weeks after that. So join us back and do us a solid. Go download this podcast and share it with others. Tag us in social media. We'll repost you. All the things. All right, friends, go walk worthy. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Girlfriend, thank you so much for listening to the podcast. I'm so honored you come back every week and that you share the Fit Soul podcast with your friends and family. Every time you share my podcast on Instagram or Facebook, I do a little happy dance. Make sure you subscribe to the Fit Soul podcast where you'll never miss an episode. You can go to Podcast, Apple, Stitcher, and Spotify and subscribe so you'll never miss an episode release. And just know, I truly love bringing you excellent content and great guests to provide you motivation and faith inspiration to help you walk worthy. And one of the ways you can help me is to go and leave the Fit Soul podcast a review. If you have just a moment, would you please go over and leave a review for the Fit Soul podcast? Thank you again. I love you. And here is your reminder. You are worthy. Until next time. Bye-bye.